is that I was getting ready to flank the fort, because the frontal attack doesn't seem to be working. Oh, that tank got an too. That group there is surrendering. That squad has taken 50% casualties, so I guess we'll let them take a bit of a break. Okay, I think I've already got good enough orders for the next turn, so let's get that turn moving. Thing to do now. Okay, these guys do all have targets that they're shooting at. Not necessarily want them to stop shooting, but... Oh, and the tanks have made progress. Okay, I guess the thing is, do I want to wait until these tanks have made it all the way around before I order these guys to advance? Or do I want them to go now? They may have enough firepower to be able to win if they go now, but their advance will surely take fewer casualties, or will surely result in fewer casualties if I have them wait. I am short on time in this battle, but this is the first of 3 battles in an operation. So in actual fact, I have another hour to take all of my objectives. But I really would rather sneaking off will do me good. Tired. further do these tanks have to go? About 200 meters that way. Let's see, I suppose. Nope, I can't draw a target line from one of these waypoints, which is how I would. What I want to do is, get the distance to about that waypoint, then from this waypoint, the distance about this one, and then from there, the distance about that one to give me the total distance, or approximately the total distance that the vehicle has to drive. But okay, it's about 200 meters to this one. I guess we'll eyeball it. Here to here is about 200 meters. So, this be about 100 meters, maybe? Be about 500 meters? Maybe 600? Surely less than 600. Maybe more than 500 meters? And these tanks can make, maybe 200 meters in a turn? I'll have to find time to measure that, depending over what kind of ground they're going over. And we have, like 4 turns left, maybe? Yeah, I think it'll be best. I would like to capture at least one of the flags of this fort before this operation comes to an end. But, yeah, all of you rested enough that an advance order may be effective. I want you to get up to that wall. Go. That's, yeah. Company commander, you just move up to the hedge. Oh. I can't order. Oh, I can order the whole platoon to advance. The order is just in a different spot. Okay, you're the mortar. Right, and you are also in the mortar. Just with... Huh. So 2 mortars ended up getting attached to this platoon somehow. This would be the mortar that's supposed to be with this platoon. It has... Okay, it's a 2-man team that's taken a casualty, so... maybe a little on the risky side to have it move forward. This Brem. Let's have it move forward and up to that hedge. Now, if I have you advance, that's a fairly tiring action, but I only need you to advance as far as the wall. I want you to use an order that leaves you able to shoot. You stop tiring yourself out. Alright, I won't have anyone press forward over to there. These tanks are out of ammo. In fact, this one has taken a casualty. So, no sense having them try to advance forward. Oh, and I lost... Yeah. Okay, yeah, that is another tank that I have lost there. And there. Okay, so that's 4 tanks. 40% of all of the tanks in East Africa. As the briefing emphasized that I have all of the tanks in East Africa here. Okay. Next turn, I think. Yep, yeah, okay, and we now have control of that flag. Did you hear something hit a tank? Ah, okay, that must have been something ricocheted off the Brennan barrier. It must have been small arms, because no armor-penetrating weapon would likely fail to get through a Brennan barrier. You're under fire. Luckily, haven't taken any casualties yet. Ooh, track. Or F1 squadrons. They are all university threats. Okay, and I've gotten up to the wall. This is good. Starting to get some more effective fire into the fort. Excellent. Okay, I'm thinking... Now that the fort is sufficiently flanked, maybe we can resume frontal attack. These attentions... Okay, these guys' attention has not been sufficiently divided to make pushing forward over here less risky. So we may want to leave the frontal attack to carry on its own, or the flank attack to carry on its own for a little bit. How are these tanks going? Oh, that's a little less progress than I had hoped they would have made by now. We have them on fast order, right? These are interwar tanks, so maybe they're just not that fast. Maximum speed, 25 miles per hour, 11.1 meters per second. Okay, yeah, that's not that fast. But they are, you know, they're moving. They'll get there eventually. That means they are moving at less than 200 meters per turn. Which one did I draw the target line from to measure how far it had to go to the waypoint over here? That would have been useful to keep track of, because that would have told me, you know, this next turn, when I measure the distance again and how much less it is, that would have told me how fast they're moving. How many meters per turn they're making over this ground. Take a minute to... Oh, there it is. Take a minute to view the action up close here. I'm thinking I'll get some CM2 videos up relatively shortly. There's one of the things you missed with CM1 is getting to see the individual weapons of every individual soldier in the squad firing. Of course, what you miss in CM2 is the early wave cannon. So yeah, both is missed. Okay. These guys are continuing to move forward. Let them go there. Yeah, I don't really want you to be wasting your energy by sneaking. But I can't argue with where you're trying to sneak to. So I'll let you keep doing that. Maybe move this Bren carrier up. Unfortunately, vehicles don't crush wire in CM1, it would seem, but at least they don't get slowed down by it. Okay, right. Which waypoint did I measure to? Is it like this one, maybe? I think it was this tank. Okay, so they're not moving very fast. I'm gonna keep track of exactly, it's like 200-ish meters. Maybe a little over 200 meters. So that was at least 60 meters they made. So about a walking pace is what they're managing. Now then, you guys. These 4-2 platoons have made it up to the wall. I think what I want you to do now... Okay, you are tired now. Advancing too much will continue to make you tired. But let's get you into the cover of the rubble. And you advance to the cover of that rubble. You advance to that trench to the left of where the other squad is advancing. You join one of your squads in the rubble. Mortar. Take cover behind the wall, but you don't really need to be far forward in order to be effective. Okay. Exhausted. I want you to move forward to a better firing position. The sandbags look like a better firing position. You're already too tired to... I think it'd be worth having you advance. That is a tiring command. Let's see if you can get away with just move. Yeah, you're already tired out by advancing. Let's see if I can move up to the wall. And hopefully you can do some useful shooting from there. if I can have you move to somewhere from which you can do a little bit more useful shooting. And point generally towards the middle of the mass of enemy troops that you might potentially be able to shoot at. Okay, I don't think I want to move anyone over here this turn. Okay, everyone back here. Troops that have fled getting absolutely wrecked, and I can't blame them. So I will let them collect their nerves back there. That is penetrating. Is that the anti-tank rifle we saw earlier? Oh, we're actually getting detailed information on their weapons and their casualties. See much I can do about that. Okay. But at least at this point now, if we run out of time to do much more in this battle, we will have a foothold in the fort in the next one. These tanks... Oh, okay, they're not stopped because... They're actually stopped. They're stopped because the turn came to an end. Oh, and right, there's this armored car back here. A few more carriers, but might also have them swing around to the flank. Being careful, of course, to avoid the anti-tank mines. Oh, and what are you shooting at? Are you shooting at... Oh, hang on. Where are you shooting?
Positions.
Is that gun not dead? It's possible that gun isn't dead. Okay, that tank has made it up. And see, these two are getting slowed down in this terrain here, the light woods, or sparse woods. Lots of target lines available, though. And you are being encouraged to sneak. Yeah, that is a very tiring thing to do, and I don't want you to get tired out too quickly, so maybe don't do that. Okay. If I have you move forward like that, is that going to make you vulnerable? That gun attack. It's hard enough to tell in Scene 2, it's even harder to tell in Scene 1. Well, hang on. These vehicles aren't getting hit by that gun back there, so presumably it's fine. Hang on. What there? Okay, you've taken a casualty, but you're not in such a bad way that you can't still be useful in the fight. Okay, you have gotten up and are shooting guys were... Oh, wow, okay. Took some pretty heavy losses in their failed push. Yeah, even attempting to muscle my way through the barbed wire may have been a mistake in hindsight. Let's make that into a somewhat less sharp turn there. Well, that also shortens the path a little bit. And when these tanks get here, maybe what I want them to do is move up onto the flank, the right flank of my infantry to kind of encourage all of these infantry that might threaten my right flank to go away. Okay, but I don't think there are any further orders to give right now, so on to the next turn. We're on turn 28 out of 30. So this first of 3 battles for Fort Gallabat is nearing an end. Okay, yeah, something is shooting at this carrier. Something that is theoretically capable of penetrating armor, but isn't very good at it. So, quite possibly an anti-tank rifle. Oh, that's more units going left than I thought I had. Did you get spooked by fire, or what happened? Overall, we seem to be gaining the upper hand. Just have I, in this initial frontal attack here, did these infantry get too battered to help push home the victory? Okay, I think this area over here is sufficiently distracted now that I can probably... Oops, that looks like it's a mortar. Okay, I think I do now want everyone over here. Right, I don't want you to advance through the wire, because that is an extremely tiring action. Yeah, walk up to the hedge. Advance up to the hedge. Oof. So a lot of you guys have taken some very heavy losses. I had ordered you through the wire. We had seen that friend carriers can make it through the wire. Maybe I actually need to put an order on the wire. You're out of ammo, so no sense ordering you forward. You are all rifles, no machine gun. You've got one machine gun. Because the Bren is such a high proportion of a British infantry squad's firepower that it's not entirely clear how much point there is in ordering for just people who have nothing but rifles. All the mass and firepower we can get, the firepower they have... hang on. Yeah, the firepower they have to offer isn't zero. Okay. We've got a target line over here. Mortar. What's a mortar gonna do to a tank? It's gotta get a very lucky hit in order to do really anything. What I want you to do is, well, I guess, advance forward and shoot at things. We are exhausted. Yeah, you are going to become exhausted if you keep sneaking away like that. Company HQ. Get into that rubble. Bren. You take cover in a crater. I don't want to crowd that rubble too much. Just get up to the wall. Somewhere where you can contribute your firepower. And before this battle times out, I would like to see if I can't turn that into a Union Jack. Oh, what do you know? On their way. Yeah, something is penetrating them. Is penetrating that carrier. I feel like it must be an anti-tank rifle. I know we saw an anti-tank rifle around here somewhere. Hard to find much to complain about these early war tanks when there aren't any mid or late war tanks around to compare them to. They're perfectly adequate armored vehicles for the time. There we go, okay, so that carrier's starting to move, that one's starting to move. That one is starting to move. Okay, got a squad there eliminated. Bren carrier's up and starting to shoot. That one's shooting. Looking pretty good so far. Okay. That seemed like a decent turn. We've got both of the flags in the fort turned to our colors. I want to push as far forward into the fort as I reasonably can. Given the limited amount of remaining time. We'll take a casualty. Oh, right, of course I can't give any orders yet because we're still in the replay phase. Is there anything else I missed or wanted to watch? Got these two tanks continuing their slow, arduous journey around the flank. Was probably the right decision not to wait for them. Though, of course, there have been plenty of times where I decided that not waiting for the tanks really was a mistake. So, definitely not a universal rule to be applied to that one. It's very situational. Sometimes you want to wait for the tanks, sometimes you want to push ahead without them. You just have to apply your best judgment to which of those situations you're in. Okay. I think we have seen a sufficient amount of that turn. You actually get into... Oh, well, maybe not that cover since it's on fire, but, you know, something that is slightly better cover, like that crater. Well, we've got plenty of people shooting at that squad, so you can advance. Okay, well, it's not giving me those craters as options for cover, but yeah, rocky ground, that's cover. So advance to that. Except if I move you forward, are you going to come under fire from that gun again? Or maybe it's starting to run out of ammo? Can I count on that? Probably not. Oh, turn 30. 30 plus turns, so maybe there's some variable extra time. Well, that was a very accurate shot. Hopefully that squad will be, that mortar team will be dying soon. Those guys forward. Anti-tank team. Right, that must be the... There's an anti-tank rifle shooting at... Would you have been the one shooting at my Bren carrier? Yes. No, something else over here. Yep, okay, that is an anti-tank. So they have more than one anti-tank rifle. I guess that's not shocking. Okay. Mortar shooting at us from somewhere. I think the fort is ours. Okay, we do get at least another turn here. So now, let's get you through the wire, then advance to the wall. You keep shooting at the anti-tank team. I'll have you run to the wall. Yep. To the wall. No. You're starting to contribute your firepower. Keep shooting, but move forward. And move forward to the trench, but start moving like 30-ish seconds after this group stops moving, or starts moving. Okay. That ought to do for now. Okay. you to do is start driving those infantry out of those woods there. So don't overexert yourself just yet. I'm going to want to get you into that building sooner or later. Okay. Oh. I've taken some reasonably heavy losses here, but not worse than what the Italians have taken. Well, maybe I'm not doing so bad after all. Oh! A sudden burst of speed there. Pause. What else to do? One's moving a lot faster now because it's over actual open ground, where a lot of the ground it was moving over before was rocky ground. That makes sense. That checks out. Okay. Now, is it going to give me another turn, or is this going to... Yep, okay, so I do get another turn to push a little bit further into the fort. You are tiring still, but... Do I risk advancing you forward? You're tired. What I want to do is get you into that building there. You haven't encountered any obstacles to reaching out. Actually, I want this squad, I think, to be the one to enter this building. And then, something like 30 seconds later, you will advance towards that one. Okay. There's plenty of tanks shooting at that swamp. We don't need to be a part of that firefight. Push forward and cover that crater. I will start moving you forward. That's it. You're tired, so you stay there. Got some rocky ground here to take cover in. So rush forward a little bit. Oh, no. wear yourself out. In fact, since we've kind of pushed the enemy back here, why don't you guys start moving forward again? You should be able to do that in relative safety now. Just get past the wire at least. Trench. Yeah, we're still having a bit of a bad time with that wire. Well, I mean, you're in the wire a little bit right now, so I don't want you to wear yourself out there, but once you are past the wire, start running. Let's see how many more turns it gives me. We're starting to roll up the fort from right to left. Now I could try to see if any of my tanks can push through this wall here to get into the fort. In CM2 mechanics, that would damage their tracks a little bit, so I'm not entirely sure. This is a 14-ton tank. Is that heavy enough to crush a wall like that? Probably. But they seem to be able to shoot well enough from where they are, so probably no reason to risk it. There. Another turn. And I think between battles in the operation, I'll get a chance to reorganize my forces a little bit. Hopefully I'll get some ammo that'll help me deal with that gun. Alright, so I've pretty much seized the right half of the fort. I've got a foothold into the left half. I've got both objective flags in the fort. So I am not unhappy with this progress for the first battle. One of my mortars has apparently found something to shoot at. Good on you. What are you shooting at? Is it you? You don't have a target line. There we go, okay. Giving me a surprising number of turns to continue making progress. Actually, at this point, I almost wish it would just bring this battle to a close so that I can reorganize prior to the next one. Hopefully give my troops a chance to rest. Get some of you guys reorganized. Let's see if we get away directly through that road there. Go and take that building. How far is that? Take. And I think I want you to. Whatever time I have left to try to push as deep into the port as possible. Ideally, next turn or next battle, I can worry about pushing to these objectives beyond the fort. That gun has been relatively silent lately. I might push these tanks forward a little bit. Oh, you are rapidly running out of machine gun ammo. I really hope I get resupplied on ammo between the two battles. Okay, or between battles. So we did manage to go forward and take those two buildings. Oh, you are almost out of ammo. Got okay, get another turn after this. Okay, probably need you. You have a decent amount of ammo enough to just hold it. Full up on ammo, but nothing but rifles. Tired. Yeah, okay, still getting another turn. Okay, you don't really have enough ammo to be useful. may only have rifles, but that is not nothing. Oh, actually, you... I want to move forward into that rubble. You maybe move into the next light building. Make sure you are trailing sufficiently far behind the other team here. Get a little further into those woods. Tired. Let's get up to that wall there. So if you get all the way up there without running into any trouble, get up to those sandbags next if I can get the interface to understand. I want you to take cover there. We'll get you into cover. Oh, use your Bren. You're almost out of ammo, but you still have a useful amount of ammunition. Push forward and either destroy or scare off that rifle squad. Right, you are out of ammo. Yeah, but you still have a target line saying you're shooting. What are you shooting with? You still have plenty of ammo. You up. You're too broken to be of much use now. Tired, but put you forward. Maybe you can still be of some use at some point. If it gives me more than a couple more turns, I might actually be able to clear out the whole fort. I've got one more turn at least to make more progress. And I'm only aware of one more squad contesting the fort. Maybe I can start next battle. One Italian field gun out of action there. We start the next battle in complete control of the fort. So that actually looks a lot like an anti-tank gun, even though it's saying it's a field gun. I mean, I guess. What is an anti-tank gun but a field gun that is purpose designed for fighting tanks?
Yes, sir.
And took that casualty this turn. Clearly the Italians still do have some fight in them. Ah, okay. And that was... Oh, and what happened over here? Okay, they're still there, we just can't see them anymore. taking casualties. You were able to push forward there. You were able to get forward to those woods. Got up to that rubble. You're well on your way to the next house. If I get one more turn, I may just rush you forward to that house. That would be every building. I do have another turn. Huh, how much variable extra time is it giving me? Okay. Just have you run up to that building, and that should give me the entire fort. Is the best I can do for you. Yeah, the fort is basically mine. I'm definitely not in any condition to advance further, so I am at this point hoping that it times out on this turn, because a chance to reorganize, hopefully rest, hopefully get more ammunition, and get some reinforcements would be very welcome. Okay. They're now shooting at that rifle squad. Really? Okay. What are you doing on it? Driving tanks forward without infantry support isn't normally a good idea, but, especially into woods, but reasonably sure, all the infantry we spotted in those woods have now been driven out of them. This is an era before bazookas, Piets, Panzerfaust, and other close-range anti-tank weapons, so I may be able to get away with it. And we'll get in a better position to shoot at that rifle squad, hopefully either kill it or drive it further off. And maybe I'll gain those woods as a potential place to deploy at the beginning of the next battle. Okay, really just at this point, let this battle come to an end. And hopefully, what should I strive for in Battle 2? I will not be unhappy if I manage to get that far, up to that flag up there in Battle 2. that would leave having to take the barracks and then make a hard right towards the landing strip in Battle 3. So maybe it'll be best if I can get as far as the barracks in Battle 2. There's a fair amount of open ground to advance over. I have gotten away with pushing the tank into the woods there. Shooting at that squad there. There we go. Jeez. Okay, I don't yet know how much damage I've done to the Axis, or what they've done to me, or what they have. But, okay, what they've done to me is I have taken 160 no, 103 total casualties. That isn't wounded, to which I am adding, I mean kill. Okay, so 57 killed, meaning that I have taken a total of 103 casualties, of which 57 were killed. 46 wounded. Eesh, okay, that is a high... it's a low wounded to killed ratio. That's more killed than wounded. 1 gun destroyed. I lost 6 vehicles. 4 of which were tanks, I believe. Yikes, okay. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave it there, and I'll save at the beginning of the next battle and pick up there later.